So coming back with another modification, or not really modification, parts upgrade from what it was from factory. So we're gonna change the degas bottle because this one's starting to get some fade and stress cracks on it from the temperature changes. And I'll show you where my previous bottle cracked, and then this one hasn't cracked yet, but it will soon probably be at that point. So my first bottle, yes I know it's gone off. Don't drive your truck fast. Down here, right on top of this connection, is where it has started leaking previously. On the last two bottles I had, this is my third bottle. The one I bought the truck with started leaking from there. The second one, same thing. This third one is starting to get some cracks on it along this side over here, like stress cracks. So I'm replacing it before it starts leaking with the extreme diesel power bottle. It was $268, $270 shipped to the house. It comes with the bottle, the two parts, your instructions. It came with an aftermarket cap, but I went and bought a Ford one. The aftermarket ones have the sticker on it. The Ford one has it actually printed on here. So I don't want to mess with the pressures too much to make sure it's right. So I got the Ford one, and I'm putting the 50/50 or the pre-diluted gold coolant. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Simple enough. All aluminum, don't have to worry about it breaking maybe as soon. Everything breaks at one time. Pretty solid. So to remove the bottle, you take the bolts on this side, one right here, one on the other side right there. Take off this hose, take off the other hose that goes across, and you undo this bottom one, and then you collect the coolant so it doesn't spill all over the floor and mess up the fishies. So you gotta do that, and then replacing it is about the same way. You can drain it out the bottom of the radiator or put a bucket or something to catch it from the bottom, and then that's the process just to take the degas bottle off. I have no tripod, so step-by-step explanation is going to be. Instructions, I haven't taken all the coolant out yet, so one of the instructions, it tells you to pull these clips off because it doesn't come in the new bottle. So if you don't want to spill all your coolant, I just loosened that hose and took the clips off. I'm going to put on the other one. I'm going to pinch the hose while I switch the bottles out. Try to do it with one hand. So you take these clips off. They're like most of the Ford clips with a little screwdriver inside there. You can lift it up, or you can get like a knife or the screwdriver and just pry this whole section up, and it will come off. And then just slide it in there. So it's about like that. Not much to it. The instructions are pretty simple. There's 12 steps for you to do this. It comes with some pictures in black and white, but a video representation helps out a little bit. So you just do that, and then take the top two hoses off. I'm gonna pinch the bottom one, the bottom of the degas bottle, slide it out, and then that's why the system inside the motor and everything else post degas bottle doesn't spill out. So you can see right there the stress cracks from the plastic molding. It was starting to crack already, so catch it before it happens. Previously, it'll start cracking in this section also and start spewing out, making it seem like it's this connection, the hose, but it's not. So that's that bottle. So this bottle, it fits in okay. This angle right here compared to the stock one, it kicks it out a whole lot more, so it's elevated a whole lot. That's just, it is what it is. And it's got the center prong that goes in the back like the stock one does. Same thing, same idea. It's a little narrower though. It's not as wide and as tall as this one. It's more like straight to the point. I didn't get that part in the video, but you'll see it. This one's got a sight glass right here. I'm not sure how clear it will be. Right now we'll add some coolant. Turn it on, run it, brand new cap, I'm saving the old degas bottle. It's not broken yet. That in case of emergency part right there. If you got space to save it, why not? If you don't, it is what it is. Three's on. It calls for Teflon right here, so it's Teflon and just snug, maybe snug, like hand tight, snug, and then maybe a quarter turn more. You don't want to strip the aluminum. And then that's about it. This has a hose clamp. The other one, maybe later, has a pressure clamp. Maybe I'll change out the hose clamp. This one, you have to tighten. The stock tank has a little marking where you line this up where it says tank. This has no markings on it at all. So do your best, line it up straight so it's kind of like level, not cocked or anything. Slide it in as far as it goes. So yeah, with this factory hose, it's long enough to where it can butt up against the tank, so the whole barb's in here. And then just tighten your hose clamp. If you don't have hose clamps, maybe you can change them out from the pressure ones, the tension ones, pressure ones, whichever the correct term was for them. Change it out to this style hose clamp. Add your coolant, run it, bleed it out, keep an eye on it, and then that's about it. It's a pretty solid looking bottle. I'm not sponsored or anything. Anybody want to sponsor me? So that's about it. Maybe later we'll be upgrading the air filter, but not too sure. This filter's pretty good and it's got a lot of capacity on it. So when you go out to the desert and sand and all that stuff, you don't want all that going into your motor. So we'll see from there. We'll go from there. And then that's about it. So black degas bottle, polished aluminum, that polished aluminum right there. So some shininess and some dullness. It's coming along. Nothing flashy but functional. Avoid making a mess, use a funnel or just hose it off later. So let's get a clear shot for the viewers. This little dot opening, it'll look the same as the right there on the top, that one on the bottom. You'll start seeing it bubbling, like starting to like gurgle a little bit, and then it'll just climb all of a sudden. So you can't really see the color of the coolant. You can see the fluid there. So I threw them on a little bit more than mid for whatever air got into the system. It'll bleed out and be just okay. But so you cap on there. A nice solid click. I'm gonna give this thing a quick rinse down for whatever spilled. That's why it's not doesn't turn out white compared to how it was before. Already all white. So rinse this off, and then that's about it. Just check your connections. Don't over tighten these clamps because if not, you'll break them, and then you'll need new ones. Pretty simple, pretty clean. Took me about maybe 30 minutes, taking my time. If you're in a hurry, you can probably do it faster. It helps with the motors being cold, so keep that in mind. $270 should be pretty useful right here. Pretty useful kind of quotation marks investment to not have to buy another bottle for the next couple of years. So for all the cost of everything, I spent $270 rounding up, like the $3 to $270 from Extreme Diesel Performance on their website. They ship it free after a certain amount that you buy with them. I spent, I think it was like $40, 40 something for 2 gallons of coolant and a new Ford radiator cap. So the cap is optional to you, up to your discretion. Coolant, you'll need it unless you want to catch it, but I'd rather just put new one in it. I don't want any debris getting into it. So that's what I spent. So looking at probably about like 320-ish, depending what you buy, what and where. The Mishimoto one, it starts like at $300, the radiator bottle. So in my opinion, I'm already ahead a little bit without getting the big name Mishimoto. It would be nicer if it's polished. It would match the rest of the stuff I got going on under the truck. But when it's when the hood is closed, you can't tell. And rather for functionality, that other bit of money you can use it for something else you got fixed on the vehicle or maintenance. Buy your fuel or oil additive with that extra change. So pretty solid. Any problems with it, I'll probably make another video. Any questions, in the comments. Thank you, appreciate it.